Hello, welcome back to another episode of Boys Gone Wild. It's raining. We're in the shed.
Pouring.
Right. Is this ASMR? Is this vibes?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Do you feel it's vibes?
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's not been nice. I mean, I do quite like it raining when you're in the shed.
I don't.
Because we're not outside.
Raining when you're in your house with, like, under a duvet with a nice, good book, fine. But not with you fuckheads in this cold shed on a Wednesday.
This is nice. But the weather has been... This is the worst the weather's been for the whole winter stretch.
The older I get, the more it angers me.
Right.
My moods are greatly affected by the weather.
You're going to move to Dubai?
Yeah, I'll
You're
move
going to
to
get
Dubai.
fake teeth and move to Dubai.
Get a better hairline, fake teeth, and a Gucci chain, and move myself to Dubai. Find myself like a rich honey.
Do you have any family members or friends who've done the Dubai move?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could you see yourself being a Dubai guy?
Absolutely not.
Do
you think I would fit in Dubai?
I don't think this has very Dubai energy, actually.
I don't think they do very, like, their pubs aren't great.
Well, it's more, yeah. I guess the vibe of the Britishness in this podcast is we're going down with the ship, right?
Absolutely.
We're the guys who sang after you, and then we don't play the
We're
violin,
loading
but
women
we've
and
taken
children.
our hat off and we're singing.
We're loading women and children into the lifeboats.
We're just getting to Dubai.
Get them to Dubai. And the Titanic is Britain. And we'll slowly
we're
sink
stoically
down
going down with the ship as it rains.
As it fucking rains. I haven't seen the sun in 5 days.
Far too long.
Far too long.
Right.
That's fucking bleak as
You
shit.
sending you up text to the sun?
Yeah. I guess I am. I guess I want to bang the sun.
Good.
Give me that vitamin D in my A.
That sounds like a radio guy who's told he needs to, appeal to Gen Z a bit more.
Yeah. It's giving sun? Question mark. Get that fucking picture off the TV.
Right. Before
Charlie's...
this episode, you wouldn't be surprised to know that Charlie horrified us.
Somehow
it wasn't with porn for once.
No, well, there was another thing which we'll get into on the Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon, by the way.
Yeah.
The link's down
if
there.
If you're thinking, God, Charlie's a bit too normal.
Yeah.
Well, then if you want to see him even more fucking unhinged, then
we
please go on the
basically let
Patreon.
him off the reins even more on the Patreon. But we're staring at a picture of a salmon curry.
Yeah.
And Charlie's just moved into a new house, and in order to ingratiate himself with the new flatmates, he's making them a curry. Lovely idea, right?
Yep.
He's gone for a salmon curry.
I think that's very normal.
Salmon curry's like 4 years into a relationship and you're trying something exciting.
Yeah, and
it's not.
And
hello.
it's disappointing.
And it's disappointing, but at least we tried.
Look, I'm
If
sure
that was
there's nice salmon curries out there. I'm sure there is, but it's the bottom of it's the last protein I'd choose for a curry.
I'm not doing it for protein. I'm doing it for taste.
We've been through this.
I've said this twice.
We've been through this. I don't.
Do you know what he means?
So like carbohydrates.
You know when
protein,
you're picking
vegetables.
Protein is basically another way of the meats to choose. We're not talking about the protein value.
You do understand that, don't you?
Like when you're building a bowl at a Mexican
say you
or
understand.
Hawaiian poke.
Look at Horatio and say you understand what you just said.
I understand what you just said.
So why are you talking about we're not talking about...
Nothing to do with protein.
I'm talking about the taste of the salmon.
So are we.
And it's at the bottom
so what's
of the
whole
list.
with that? Salmon and mash and this
We
this
get
curry
mash.
are my two.
Okay, fine.
Those are my two biggest staples, and I'm trying to impress these new people.
Exactly. Maybe go. So if
Balzac,
salmon,
one of them's called Balzac. He's from France. Balzac the boy.
have you
Alice.
made a bullsack joke?
No, not yet. I feel I'm still not.
I'm
Definitely
sure, but it's been done so much.
Yeah.
Would you go straight in?
Yeah, I'll feed him fish curry and call him bullsack.
Some of that fucking
worst
bullsack.
flatmate ever.
Well, no, fish curries can be nice. A go and fish curry is lovely. Salmon, it doesn't chime
Prawns?
with
You want prawns in there?
Yeah, I can put some prawns in
Put
there.
some prawns in
definitely.
there. Yeah.
Wait, what's
That's
the
a
difference?
classic thing.
It's a classic.
Boona.
Prawn boona.
what
Why
is the difference?
salmon? Look, salmon curry can be nice, but it ain't beating prawn. It ain't beating chicken. It ain't beating beef.
But I guess the thing is there's not many... Is there much salmon in India? I don't know.
No, but that's
to
why-
me,
that's
I
why-
think it's like a sort of, Norwegian, maybe Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Bears.
What, you want a Norwegian curry, do you?
No, thank
Straight
you.
from the fjords?
No, but
Have you had like the Norwegian delicacy, like the old herring? That's like their...
No.
Because they might have worse food than us, which is saying something.
Really?
What they do is they get herring and they bury it underground for 3 months. It's true. Yeah, look it up. They bury a herring. It's funny when you hear a Norwegian speak about it.
They bury a herring?
They bury a Norwegian herring delicacy. They just bury it underground for about 4 months and they dig it up and they all eat this fucking...
So it's like seasoned via dirt?
Yeah. It's just been...
Smoked?
It's been, I guess so. I don't know, maybe...
I don't know.
Aged, dry aged,
Yeah, dry-aged
mud-aged herring.
I don't think herring's a big enough fish to do that for.
No, it's not exciting me. It's not. It wouldn't be like the whole town gathers round. Thank God we got the herring out.
Yeah, it's like a big boat where they dig up the herring every month. Oh, the herrings are here. That was a Norwegian accent.
Would you look down on herring curry more than you are
You
on
know
salmon
what?
curry?
No.
Yeah,
I just
no.
want with a curry, you want a bit of the meat. You've got the chewy, the crunch. Salmon's too flaky. It will just it goes. Look, I know.
To be fair, it's closer. It's one of the closer to meats of fish.
It's true.
So
it's true, but it doesn't. I don't know. If you prepare it well, a bit of a crunchy skin.
I've never had this reaction.
The thing is, with curry in general,
curry.
you want a white fish because it's flavourless, and then the curry carries the flavour. So it's about just a kind of solid white fish.
Salmon curry. We're not saying it's awful. Yeah. But if it's your big showpiece move, if you want to do salmon, do like, I don't know, salmon and rice. Get some dill involved.
No, but because it's unconventional and controversial, then it's a bit more exciting than me just doing like a fucking dal or a pizza.
It's like taking
pizza.
Yeah. It's like taking a girl back to yours and putting a Holocaust documentary on.
And forcing her to give you a hand job, and that's it.
That's sort of the vibe.
Just give me a hand job, and that's it.
And
That's
I've
what
got
you do.
sticky toffee pudding and custard.
Well, that's the best pudding
and 30
ever.
Guinnesses.
30?
In my car, yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, that's
okay.
Charlie, look, it's
So
going
it's
to be
not
fun.
now.
Around to this.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Think of it as a kind of as a package.
Wait, so is that a present? Is
That's
that like
friendly.
a gift?
It's more of a kind
No,
of.
it's just a dinner party. What do you call
I'm
it?
just showing them I'm not like a physical threat or
I know. If you're cooking salmon curry
Yeah.
for me, that guy's a pervert.
I think there's definitely something to giving a gift, but it's a bulk buy thing. I think people don't do bulk buy
yeah,
gifts.
it's like shitloads of kitchen rolls.
Which, yeah. But even just the idea of like 15 crates of Guinness,
Yeah.
it's always like a tasteful small thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
it's
a
like the
bottle
thought
of
that count. But instead of backing up a truck with
toilet paper. In fairness, because that's always the worst thing to buy is the necessities.
Also, but
I
I
hate
just
buying
think
kitchen roll, but I love. Do you love kitchen roll? I adore kitchen roll.
kitchen roll, but what a
Kitchen
luxury.
roll's the fucking best.
What a luxury, though.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you having that regularly?
I am. I use far too much kitchen roll.
No, definitely. Well,
I'm decadent on my kitchen roll.
But are you constantly rebuying kitchen roll?
Yeah, because I run out.
So when you run out, you get more.
Yeah.
It's not a trick question. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm not going to ambush you.
I think. Yeah, absolutely. No, when it's empty, I'm sad.
We're out. We never get kitchen
But that's
roll.
you.
It's too luxurious.
That's very your household.
It's too luxurious. We burn through it too quickly. Because it's like £4 a kitchen roll.
Yeah. So what are you doing though?
It's true.
Because I grew up in a proper household where we all had our own napkins. Do you know what I mean? They were like proper napkins, serviettes, some might say. And
Wait, serviettes are disposable?
No, they're not disposable. You put them in the washing machine.
Fine.
So we, what and
would you have a
and
hanky?
They were kind of like a hanky. I didn't tuck it into my breast pocket and offer it to women when they were sneezing. I think I then became accustomed. I now can't eat without some sort of hand wiping device.
I mean, I'd love it. I agree.
You'd love it?
I think it'd be great.
So what are you doing? You're wiping it on your face,
to be
aren't
honest,
you?
BB's pretty on. BB has 15 towels, like little things that she like dishwashes. But to be honest, yeah.
Dishwashes towels.
Not dishwash.
What a bleak household. Kitchen rolls a luxury. Let's just dishwash some towels.
No, we should be getting kitchen roll, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a necessity for me.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
But it's expensive.
It's not.
These days it is.
These days everything's bloody expensive.
But kitchen roll especially. Is it like what? Is the Ukraine the big supplier of kitchen roll? Do you know what I mean?
Politics.
How's that?
How's that, Charlie?
Excellent.
Market.
Yeah, he didn't know what we were talking about.
No idea.
Guys, have you ever
Go on.
have you ever tried putting your tongue, the trick where you put kitchen roll over your mouth and then you like hammer your tongue
It's
through
not much
it?
of a trick.
It's not really a trick.
It's not really
It
a
is a
magic trick, is it?
It is
Look,
a
I
trick.
can force the kitchen roll
But
over
did
with
you
my
ever
tongue.
do that
No.
as a boy?
I've done it.
Probably done it.
Yeah.
Probably done it.
We've changed our answers now.
Well, I just don't think it's worth bringing up as a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's important to
How old are you?
28.
You're the oldest here.
The oldest man here, the wise one.
I'm the eldest of 4 boys.
What spirit animal is Charlie?
I would say
He could be a fox.
Thank you.
could be a fox.
Pig? I think I am maybe. My nickname at school was Pig Monkey. You know, they blended the two.
What is that?
Every time
Is
we're
it
in
just
here.
because we're here?
Did you guys ever see the Pig Monkey? I don't know if it was a myth or not, but this is what they said I look like. That.
Right.
They genetically blonde
It's not crazy.
blended a.
It's actually not insane.
that
You've
was-
got the same facial structure as it.
Well, as I said to Charlie earlier, he's starting to look a bit like a white Muslim at the moment. But he said, or as Charlie said, in Shalom.
Yeah, you are.
Which is coming into, the white Muslim beard is coming into fashion, I think. The kind of like...
The heavier set beard.
Like Ali's got a bit of white Muslim beard going on.
Yeah, well,
you know?
yeah. He's also just like a posh road man.
Well, I guess there's an intersection.
There is.
This
There
guy.
is.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what-
exactly.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's what that looks
The guy
like
from Four
you, Charlie.
Lions.
Yeah,
Charlie Bingham.
that looks like an old version of you, Charlie.
Actually,
If
yeah.
you're wondering what
You know-
Charlie looks like, Charlie Faithful, he's a young version of the older terrorist on Four Lions.
You know, today was the first day I woke up and looked at it and thought maybe it is too long. This
Well,
beard.
you know my thoughts on this.
You'd like
What?
it?
Sorry, it's about time to take a sip.
That's huge.
My whole beard theory. I don't trust people with too long beards.
Well,
That's not too long.
Is that me?
yeah.
No.
No, it's not you.
Yours is well kept. If it, I don't
not
know,
well kept.
if it gets like more that much longer, it's quite significantly longer.
Yeah.
A white guy with that kind of beard, nah.
No,
You know,
there's something going on.
there's something going on.
Anyway, what's on the docket today? What should we talk about?
Just to kick us off briefly,
Go on.
at work, I was talking to someone who I hadn't spoken to in a while.
Me?
You. Yeah. And where do I go from there?
Sorry.
What do you want me to do with that?
That was cruel.
Me.
Sorry, that was bad.
I was talking to someone I hadn't spoken to for a while, and she was like, she mentioned that she'd gone on caregiver. She mentioned that she'd gone on caregiver leave, right? For a
What
while.
the bloody hell's that?
Well, that's associated with women who have given birth and their new mums. So I said, congratulations. She said, oh, no, my mum's dying and I had to take care of her.
Damn.
And I went, sorry.
So do you think you could have done better?
Yeah, I shouldn't have presumed she was a new mother.
Yeah, I guess that was presumptuous of you. Was this
But
over
then
Zoom
also-
or on
Also
Slack?
optimistic.
On Slack.
It was on Slack.
Yeah, so I had time to think about my
Right,
answer. And I
right.
was like, I'm pretty sure
You
that's
didn't put any emoticons.
the baby,
Totem emoji.
the aubergine.
Isn't life a beautiful thing?
Yeah.
Is one of the worst things you could have said in that scenario.
Yeah, but no, her mum's dead now.
R.I.P.?
R.I.P. Pretty sad.
That is pretty sad.
How
So
old-
be
how old did she-
careful out there.
How did she die?
I didn't ask. At that point, I kind of decided to skirt away from the whole topic.
Oh, how did she die?
Do you think?
that's
Do you think
nice. How did she go?
How did she die?
How did she go? Did he?
Do you think it's ever appropriate?
Natural causes.
Is it ever appropriate to say how did they die?
You can do it. In the,
Yeah.
If you say it grave. Oh, no.
If
How did they
my
die?
mum, if
No,
my
I don't
mum
know if it
died and I told Horatio,
Oh, how did she die?
how did she go? Yeah, it would be weird with friends. It would be weird if they didn't ask. I think.
Yeah.
Worst way to go.
I mean, grand piano on the head, anvil on the head. That's pretty bad.
No, that's great. That's easy. I think drowning in shit.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry,
Because
I'm
you
not
say
trying-
it's easy. You say it's easy, Charlie. But if your mum dies prematurely, and it's because a grand piano's fallen on her head,
Immediate.
and you're traumatized by it.
That's also
it's
making-
broken your heart, and now people are asking how it happened, and you're trying to stifle.
Laughs.
They now it's awkward for them.
That's
How do they
going on
go,
the.
yeah, grand piano fell
That's
out
going on
before
the
storm.
quirky section of the news as well.
Yeah,
Woman dies via anvil on head. That's quirky.
yeah. I don't think it might be quick.
It's
sure,
going to do the rounds in the comedy
but
podcast.
it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm more thinking if from the grief perspective, not
Fine.
from the actual death perspective.
That I was thinking about it from the death
Fine,
perspective,
fine,
and I've got
fine.
the best one:
Go on.
plane crash. That's the best way to go.
It's a horrible way
It's
to
an
go.
absolutely disgraceful way
It's
to
a
go.
horrible way to
That
go.
is
Your
the way-
last moments filled with abject terror.
Yeah, it's one of those
It's
terrifying.
quite rock and roll. It's quite heroic dying in a plane crash.
Is it?
Yeah, you're like
What,
it's
on a
it's
passenger
like you're
airline?
it's like you're in a chopper. It's like you're-
Yeah.
What, like it's Vietnam?
yeah.
Yeah. But you're going from London to Paris and you get down to the
I
channel.
think going down in the plane.
there are embarrassing planes to down. The one is it more embarrassing coming back from getting a hair transplant in Turkey and dying, or going to
coming back with your hair. They find your body with the hair. And it's just that bit. He was so close. He was so close to living out his hair
That's
dream.
the worst one because you know all those flights where there's loads of guys on there,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
normally just guys. So your last
And they're
moment,
just about to start their new life. They're just about to start their new life. Everyone's going to start taking them more seriously. A bosh is all be
but
taken
it's
away.
just rows of people with bandaged heads, and then it's like your last moments. You're
It'll be a
not-
nightmare
you're-
trying to identify the corpses because they've all got the same hair.
But also,
They're all the same white guy.
But you're not there with probably not there with any family or friends. That might be a solo trip,
Yeah.
and there's loads of guys, and then you're just with Alan and Pete,
And
all in this.
Wayne.
Paul's there.
Paul's there. Can't forget Paul. We're going to die together.
And it's embarrassing being scared with your...
It's a lesson in hubris.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is.
It's true.
It's a Greek myth.
Accept the cards you're dealt, brother.
Accept it. Don't. It's too dangerous out there.
I think you're kind of immortalised if you die in a plane crash.
Right, list me everyone who's died in a plane crash.
Paul, Alan. Yeah.
Keep going.
There's been a lot of plane crashes recently.
Yeah, well, they've happened in America.
Touch wood.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's on a plane right now.
The scary is it's happened in America, right in the
Yeah,
heart of it all.
Well,
you know?
that was what? So that was a plane, a jet, or a private jet into a helicopter, wasn't it?
Yes, but then something else happened. It was to do with bad staff shortages
That was
in the
that.
control.
That was
okay,
that.
fine.
Really?
And then Trump
And it was
said it was because of woke hiring.
Diversity.
So he said it was because they've been hiring too
blamed it on
many
disabled
little
people.
people.
They can't
Obviously,
reach. They can't reach
but
the controls.
It is undeniably hilarious to have a plane crash in your country and say
It's absolutely insane. It was just because that's what he was doing at the time. He was getting rid of all the diversity hires. And then he was like, plane crash.
See?
That'll do. Their fault.
well, it's just loads of little people stacked on top of each other
Can't
trying to
reach the
see
control.
over.
Yeah, we can't look at the planes, look at the sky. We can't see it. We're too small. He'd have a point if that was true, to be honest.
How does a black box work?
That's how you retrieve flight data.
Yeah, but is it recording audio? Would it be?
Yeah,
Yes.
So you can hear like the screams on the black box.
I suppose so.
Yeah, I think there's...
Maybe. I think the cockpit's fairly sealed nowadays, post 9/11.
Yeah, you hear the screams, yeah.
Everyone seems to be getting in cockpits. If like a plane is delayed, I've got a lot of friends who've like gone and sat.
But is this a new thing?
It feels.
Is it a shift?
It feels a bit like a
I feel
shift.
arguably if we said amount of people getting in cockpits with maybe a little dip with a 9/11,
A little
it's
dip?
actually
I
big
think
dip.
I think a sizable dip.
It's come back since 9/11, but before 9/11, when people wore suits on planes, I think they were always getting in cockpits.
You
couldn't believe
It's kind
it.
of strange not to go in the cockpit.
You have to, yeah.
Get a
You're
pic-
taking
get
a
a
photo.
picture.
You're introducing. You're calling your kids and introducing them to the pilots.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a big deal.
Yeah, I think you could even fly the plane at that point.
Yeah.
I was
Pissed.
co-pilot for a couple of flights.
Yeah, do you want to press what you like? See what you-
Why not?
Firing guns out the window.
Why not? Why not?
Why the heck not? So this is just your.
This is just Charlie just doing some admin. Just getting a spreadsheet up in the middle of it. Bored of the conversation, are you? Got some work to do. Have you?
Charlie's just responding to emails.
Guys, just
to an email.
returning to the question of death, what would be in terms of not about your family members that would die,
Right.
but what would be your least favorite way to go, which is a realist, rather than like getting eaten by hogs or whatever. Just like how could you actually? What's a feasible way of dying that would be the worst for you? And no pianos. Like we're talking like
Yeah, well, feasible way to die. What would be the worst?
What's like long, slow
Motor
and you're
neuron
conscious of
disease,
it?
probably.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
If you want a real answer,
Yeah, I did want a real answer.
yeah, and then I'd probably go to Dignitas, and it would be really tough.
Right, Charlie. Everyone's favourite ready meal man. Yeah.
Charlie Bingham.
Say his name.
Charlie Bingham.
Spell it.
Bing.
Spell.
Bing.
Yeah.
Ham.
Well,
Go on.
we have a Mandela effect in the room.
Go on.
It's Charlie Bingham.
Really?
There's no N.
No.
Look at
There's no N.
that.
I realised that the other day. I thought it was Bingham as well. It's Bingham.
Wow. The
Charlie,
Bingham
did you know it
effect.
was Bingham? The Bingham effect.
I think that's what we should call it.
I don't believe you.
He doesn't believe it. He still can't. He doesn't. No,
It's literally is correcting you live on air.
Wow.
It's big. It's
Why is
Bingham.
everyone saying that then?
Because there's kind of when you say Bingham.
Right, hold on. I want to hear
Bingham.
the story of Charlie Bingham.
Yes, Charlie Bingham is a real person. He's a founder of the ready meal brand Bingham's.
Bingham
Brilliant.
left his corporate job in 1994 and travelled the world. So that's where he came up with.
I don't like the look of him. I like what he does.
Oh, I don't like the look of him. He looks a bit. Like James May mixed with Brian May.
Sorry, can you?
He looks like James May mixed
he
with
does,
Brian
he
May.
does, He does, yeah.
What?
Now look at his philosophy. Right.
Delicious food, thriving people, and looking after the planet. I can get on board with that.
He focused on classic dishes like
you go.
yeah.
Fish pie, lasagna, steak and ale pies. Yeah.
Right. So Bingham's philosophy: he tastes every new dish until he's satisfied it's as delicious as it can be.
Bingham is known for his floppy silver hair, casual clothing, and friendly smile. Well, it was more just it's big. It's big. It's Bingham.
Bingham.
Big, but then people will
Big ham. Charlie Bingham.
Yeah.
It has to be Bingham.
Conspicuous is the absence of ham in his dishes.
Yeah, it's
I thought
true.
it was meant to be Mr. Big Ham.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Small Ham.
Or is he working for Big Ham and he's putting ham in his curry?
Maybe I think Bingham's putting ham in the fish pie. He's working for Big Ham. Get the ham out of our fish pies, Charlie.
Bingham is a classy name, but Big Ham is not.
Big Ham is
It's very interesting how subtle these differences can be.
It's true.
Hello, my name's Charlie Big Ham.
Big Ham. Well, how big's your ham?
Well, he gets that a lot. He'd hate
He does
that.
get that a lot. He
I don't
looks
like the look of him
James
one
May
bit.
mixed with Brian
Yeah.
May. He also looks like someone else.
He's definitely British, that bloke.
But yeah, it's Bingham. Isn't that odd? It's a Mandela effect people haven't spoken about. That's we've probably broken some news on the podcast.
I reckon
there.
so.
I
People
reckon.
have spat out their steak and ale Bingham meals.
Charlie Bingham nude AI. It's just nothing. It's just absolutely
But it
nothing.
could have been huge.
It could have
It
been.
could have
I
been.
mean, to be fair, yeah.
Could have been huge.
Well, you can do it.
If there was
No.
like scandalous Charlie Bingham nudes,
Yeah.
like a sort of Hunter Biden style.
Putting his dick in
See-
between the layers of a lasagna.
He looks a bit more like an actual chef here. He looks more like...
Because
Well, because he's next to some onions. You fucking knob. Of course he does. He's in a
I'm not
kitchen.
convinced by that, but I am convinced
He's not-
by that.
Yeah, because he's wearing a chef's outfit and he's got chopped
Yeah,
up
and his
veg
hair
next to him.
looks... He looks more serious. He looks more ready to work.
Yeah.
I am disappointed by his look. I don't know, he doesn't look quite as cozy as I
What would be good
expected.
for you? How do you want him to look?
How do you want
I
to do
want him to look a bit, which is
Bald and
controversial,
erect.
a bit slimmer, have a bit better hairline.
I think I want him to type in Ernest Hemingway. I want him to look like this sort of like world traveling kind of like not Ernest Rom. No.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, sort of like like that there, the beardy one,
same guy.
the beardy picture of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of want him to be. His love of ready meals is part
bit-
of his personality.
He looks a bit too learned there. He'll be putting some weird shit in the pie. Like you just want the man in the local pub, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Do you want to talk about Kanye's tweets?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot's been going on. There's a lot always going on.
Where's
it
my
does feel
telephone?
like stuff's happening all the time at the minute.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too much for you?
Too much is going on.
You're not
Let's all
enjoying
let's all
from a news consumer. It's been quite nice. I feel.
Yeah, it's a bit.
My
nice.
YouTube, I can click on YouTube and I'm watching 10-minute news videos all the time. There's always great stuff on. There's always
Yeah.
great stuff happening.
That's probably not true. That's a lie. Right. Kanye's done a new round of fun tweets.
Yeah. Firstly, do you want to talk about the controversy of him at the Grammys? Did you think that was a controversy?
Yeah, wife naked, boobs out, boobs and everything out.
Right.
But I mean, it's just a bit sad, isn't it? Really?
Well, I think that's pretty iconic.
Yeah,
That.
Well, it is iconic, isn't it? Now.
it is because
Yeah.
he was. I think, but
He
his
really
whole thing was
spoiled.
he was more searched than the actual Grammys themselves, and that was
Yeah.
kind of the point.
Yeah.
I think he's just like pushing Yeezys again. I think he's
Yeah.
got some things to push, which
But
is why he's done all.
It's
of this.
more like he's been getting her tits out progressively, and this is sort of the logical endpoint to what he's been building up to.
Yeah.
Because it used to be there'd be like a piece of kitchen towel in
Yeah.
front of him, and that was kind of he'd go out with her wearing that.
Yeah,
So
now
I
it's
guess
just
this
a
is
piece
sort
of-
of like the end point, right?
It's just like
It
cellophane.
is disconcerting that she never seems to talk.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
I'd like a talking head with her or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think put a voice to the tits.
Yeah, there's not enough voices to tits nowadays, I suppose.
I think the end point is they make a porno, like a a butt stuff porno.
You know, we can't. I like
for-
how you're trying to expand on that as if we didn't get it immediately.
Like a butt stuff one. Like a butt stuff porno, yeah? Anyway, so we then went on Twitter and did this whole rampage. Look, obviously most of it is absolute nonsense, but one
Yeah.
of them I found to be very true.
Go on. Well, like
right.
a gripe.
Yeah, kind of. It just made me
Kanye's
really,
gripes.
really laugh. There are 3 theirs. Theirs. That's some honky shit. I haven't got time to be figuring that shit out when I tweet. There's nothing whiter than English itself. N-words who speak perfect English be broke. Schools and religions are made to control and limit critical and entrepreneurial thinking, you fucking educated retards.
Right. Can we? I want to break that down
fairness,
because he's saying a lot of stuff there.
The 3 theirs, that's some honky shit.
That is some
That's
honky-
some honky fucking
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You can't deny it.
I mean, I probably succumb to the 3 theirs more than anyone I
Me?
know.
Yeah, we're the biggest honkies around.
I keep getting
Oh, you
tripped
fuck
up.
him up?
I always
Yeah,
fuck him up.
I'll never fuck
So
him
I'm
up.
completely on Kanye's side for that. But yeah, it's some
Speaking
honky shit.
perfect English is some honky shit. It's so true. I've never felt more seen. I'm like, yeah, that's probably my whitest guy thing.
What, that you speak proper English.
Yeah.
That's honky shit.
There's some honky shit.
Yeah.
It's lame. Yeah, and then it kind of descends into
Was
more
it because
of
people were spell checking his previous tweets?
Yeah.
What's
And then he
honky? What is honky?
White.
White.
Yeah.
It's like N-word for white people, sort of.
Are we So we're honkies.
We're honkies, yeah. We could call this a honky pod.
I think I'd rather be a honky than a cracker.
Yeah.
Honky's a bit
well,
like...
honky's like folksy.
Yeah,
honky.
Imagine that's what
I think honky means well, whereas cracker's malevolent. I reckon.
Honky is a
Honky-
racial slur. I guess it is a
Yeah, it
racial
is a
slur. It
bit.
doesn't really feel like it.
Well, I'm
It's
happy
like-
to- I'm happy to-
count. There's no such thing as a racial slur.
well,
It's a
we
white
can't
person.
really. Yeah. So we can't reclaim it and be dapping each other up and calling each other honkies.
We could.
I mean, we could.
I'm
start-
not against that at all.
I mean, surely that's not.
Then we could greet each other like...
Sup, honky?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
What's up,
Sup,
my honky?
honky?
What's up, my honky?
Yeah.
What's up, mother
What's honking?
honker?
What's honking, boy?
Yeah, but you don't want to use anything that can be misconstrued as a
Or you
sort
can
of
go
black
into a room.
accent.
You go into a room and be like...
Yeah.
Going fucking honks in
Oh,
it.
it's honking. That's you.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
If there's a room full of white people, which I'm often in,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
often find myself in a
There you
room
go.
filled with white people. Bam! It's honking in here. Shit. Honking in here.
Yeah, so that was a good one.
Yeah.
Then I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs.
That is awesome.
Obviously, all of these are caps lock with so many spelling errors because language is some honky shit.
It's honky. Wait. So
The one
was
after
there,
that
was there
is-
no, there was no.
That's it. End of tweet.
End of tweet.
End of tweet. And then the
I mean,
next,
that's quite radical and
it's hilarious.
like, it's almost like we're now stopping all this woke bullshit. This is one of these things that he's the first guy to break the seal. It's like, why
that's-
are we spending all this time with these kids? They're fucking boring as shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
Make-A-Wish kids.
It's bold. And the one immediately after that was I don't take photos except for when I take photos. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That one's a bit. He's now getting a bit
Tumblr.
contentious there.
Yeah, and then it goes into I love Hitler. Now what, bitches?
Right now he's back on his.
yeah,
bullshit.
I'm a Nazi.
Right, is that it?
I say whatever the fuck I want, pussies. Elon stole my Nazi swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy, get your own third rail. I think that was a typo for Third Reich.
Right. Now, does this change your opinion of Kanye at all?
No.
Is it?
He lost his nut many years ago, and he's just continuing to lose his nut.
Yeah.
I mean, the
good to see he's
veracity
doing
of the
well.
statements is under question. I mean, the guy is clearly he's clearly racist against Jewish people. He's a clear anti-Semite. That is
What makes you think that?
The next tweet. I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my fave.
Right.
There's a lot of Jew hating in there, and it's very bad. He's also trying to say that Michael
see
Jordan was a Nazi.
Right. Did you see the?
And also, Hitler was so fresh.
Yeah. He looked good. Him in like the camel coat, the brown.
In fairness, call me Adolf Hitler, and your bitch still wants to fuck.
That's funny. Call me Adolf Hitler.
Yeah. This guy.
He got a graph out when he was, I don't know, it was like outside, it was like a TMZ style thing. It was outside his car, and it was showing all these top companies, right? And all the people in red were Jewish, and it was like there was only like 5 that weren't red. I don't know what the companies were though.
or what the graph was really saying.
What it was.
Fucking
But it was
made
just
it.
highlighted saying this is how many of the top companies, all their board members are Jewish.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing that made me laugh a lot about the honky white guy language thing was because all of the tweets were just like racist, abhorrent things. And then that was just like the one bastion of truth in there. I was like, yeah, I think it is a bit white to have 3 there's.
Well, he's a scattergun approach
Yeah.
and a stop clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's saying mad stuff, but sometimes he's right.
Yeah.
He's 47 years old. He looks good for 47.
He's 47.
Yeah.
I just presumed he was a bit older.
Do you think?
Yeah, not
He
from
looks
not from
good.
looks, just from like, how long he's been around, all that stuff.
Yeah. And now
Yeah.
he's fully said, like, I'm not bipolar, I'm just autistic. That's been his big thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I
I mean, these tweets beg to differ
yeah.
a bit. Kind of reeks of a bipolar episode, to be honest.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. My view on mental health is a lot of time, I don't really know if there's an official, you can
Category for
officially,
that.
like, cut these up as clearly as we have.
Yeah.
That's why I think there should just be a mass category, which is odd.
Just a bit nutty.
It should be normal,
a bit spicy.
odd,
Yeah. Nutty.
and then can't live independently.
Yeah.
3 tiers.
Yes.
Green, yellow, red. It's like a traffic light.
Yeah. And red
He's,
is
yellow, red. He's on the border between yellow, red.
red is your section.
I feel like on previous outbursts, he's kind of had people have said, "Oh, he must be losing his mind," but he's actually explicitly said on this one, I've just seen that he doesn't want anybody to do an intervention on him. So he put up a video showing that he was quote sound of mind, so that
That's a very sound of mind thing to do. Say, I don't want an intervention.
no, but like as in like it's like full on hate. It's full on driven by actual hate. I think.
I mean, just because the guy says he
Yeah.
isn't nuts doesn't mean he isn't nuts. It
Yeah.
kind of adds
No, but
to the thing.
that's what I mean. Is in like the fact that he's saying that shows that it's just like straight up hatred.
I don't know if it does. I think
think-
if someone's mad, should out stuff about Jewish people and says, I'm not mad, doesn't
People
mean,
who
oh, wait,
have-
so you're actually really racist.
Yeah.
So I know you're shouting at pigeons. It doesn't mean
It's like going up to someone with a drug problem. They say, I don't have a drug problem. You're like, all right,
fair play.
fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry for checking.
I mean,
Doesn't
it definitely...
I mean, it definitely shows. I feel like it means there's more intent behind the words, though. Maybe.
Yeah, there's intent behind some of these. I mean, but the guy's 100% an anti-Semite, without a doubt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But
He's
he's
now
also,
coming back
he
on
might have
that.
had brain damage from the car accident.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Who
I don't know,
knows?
he's-
Who knows?
You know, Through the Wire. You know the song Through the Wire? That was because he busted his jaw. But it was right at the beginning of his career, so I don't know.
I mean, I would recommend reading them because they are absolute. I mean, it's an entertaining read because they're so insane. I mean, I think does he believe it? Because it's like this combined with the Grammys thing. It's like it's all good publicity, isn't it?
I think he does believe it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he
I don't
definitely.
I think he. Probably
it's that
does.
sort of defensiveness when you feel like you've been cancelled and you're.
But when every
lash out as
episode
hard.
you have, you always go in on the Jews.
It's like a drunk guy who always, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're drunk, you start being racist.
It's that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, well, I think this guy actually is a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Reading.
Is there a way back? Because I think if he flipped hard, if he did an apology tour,
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he did an apology tour, it gives credence to everything he said, which are completely unforgivable.
and I wonder what the girlfriend. I wonder what the.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's like a huge platform to boost your career.
Yeah.
Dating Kanye, but it's a bucking bronco, isn't it?
It really is.
It's a tough one
It's
to
the
ride.
definition
But
of
I guess
one.
if you're ambitious, you want to ride
Yeah,
the
you want to
bronco.
get on, see how much you can do it.
It also like, you know, the little I know about Kim from watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I just don't know how can you be in a relationship with Kanye? Like, I feel like, I mean,
I don't think you
we
can.
on this podcast enjoy his tweets from now and again.
We do, but we don't have to.
If you're
live with
coming home to Kanye's who you're coming home to,
it's fun seeing like I'm a Nazi,
that's brilliant.
and then you don't have to engage with that anymore.
Yeah.
But then you come home and he's a Nazi. It's not the easiest time
Yeah,
life.
Nazis, the number one place I don't want them is my living room.
That's true.
I don't want them at all in my
Yeah.
living room.
Well, there you go.
She lived a wholesome life before him. Apparently,
Yeah,
it's not very wholesome now, is it?
No,
it's not.
he says judgmentally.
It's holy.
Well, bad Kanye, naughty Kanye.
But yeah, speaking of that sort of stuff, I've been on quite a fun, I guess, rabbit hole. Have you been keeping up at all with the Candice Owens thing where she called Macron's wife a transgender woman? And it's this whole thing.
Take a minute if you need.
Yeah, I need. Sorry,
It's an
I'm
emotional.
breaking up. It's emotional. Do you know who Candice Owens is?
Yeah.
Right? And she has staked her whole professional reputation on this, and has done on her YouTube show. She's done like 8 episodes on this.
Yeah.
and it's like she's like, I've never been.
What's
more
it called?
Her YouTube show.
No, it's like that she's doing a series of trying to out Macron's wife, and it's called something, I think. But anyway,
I don't actually know what it's.
it was
just
like Becoming Bridget or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Becoming
so it's
Bridget.
a massive series, and I mean, that was 4 days ago. She keeps adding stuff to it, and it's that it did surface in France with these 2 other like YouTubers,
Yeah.
who said that she was trans in 2021, but then they've been tried in French courts or something for like they've
Yeah.
been fined for spreading disinformation.
Yeah,
But the theories, it is undeniably funny.
yeah. Is there anything to it? What's the main evidence of the
I
theory?
guess Candice's thing is, why don't you ever prove that you're not trans?
Show us your fanny.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't even
That's
prove it.
kind
would
of
it?
like her
That wouldn't
big
prove
thing.
it.
and she sent like these long. She said, and my legal team sent her very simple 30 questionnaire, and she refused to do any of them. And basically, anytime that she's been tried for like misinformation, it's been for like she says for like minor disputes with like her biography,
rather than the whole is Macron's wife trans.
So that's why she's convinced. I mean, it's one of those things where because there is so much weird stuff going on with the Macron relationship anyway. The fact that she was 39 and got lost in the deep charisma of this 15-year-old student. It means that it's very easy to like add loads of shit on top of that. But the general thing is that Brigitte died, right? And it was her brother who transitioned into Brigitte, right? Because if you look at this family photo of her, she looks way more like Brigitte. And there's no photos of her from like a 20-year period, apart from one which doesn't look at all like her, apparently, right?
Well, why would she have taken her sister's identity rather than just a new one? That implies some sort of conspiracy.
I didn't get far enough. So that's the family photo that Candice. Not Candy Clarice.
What family photo?
The black and white one. Go on the black and white one, Charlie. So you see the little boy on the left. They say that's actually Brigitte.
Well, what happened to the brother?
He died. Oh, where is the brother?
There.
I don't know if that's true.
So
That
maybe
looks
it's
like
a lie. I mean, look, it's complete bollocks, right?
Yeah.
But Candice, she's... The thing about Candice Owens, she is very charismatic and like she's a very talented broadcaster, really. And even like BB had no idea who Candice was and put it on and was already quite enraptured by just like the way that she was talking.
That's how they get,
she's brilliant and I was trying to say, no, she's genuinely a right-wing nut job, and it just didn't come across the way she was talking. And then she had a sponsored ad during one of these shows. You know, we all have sponsored ads, you know, Manscaped, stuff like that. Hers was for a reverse abortion pill, right? So I don't really know how that works. I guess it's sort of like an anti-morning after pill
to really boost the chances of pregnancy,
or like if you've done it and you change your mind, you can go back on it. Right. So that was that's the kind of sponsored content that she's doing.
A bit of a red flag
in between calling Macron's wife a bloke.
It doesn't seem to be worth a 10-part series of an expose, because fundamentally, if it were true,
it's the amount that
who cares?
The amount that
who cares? Why would that matter?
She pushes further and says, which you need to make sure
Fox
this is
on
true.
Roof.
I know, Fox on Roof. This is getting...
I think we're making a pal.
Are we in the Fox den?
Yeah. Well, they seem to come whenever we're here. Maybe they're fans of the pod.
Can you see, is Brigitte Macron actually Macron's dad? That was...
Is that what she's saying?
We got into that point, I think.
Macron's dad?
Did that come in?
Okay, that would matter.
Yeah, there was something about that. No, you can't be. Like conspiracy theory.
Well, no, because it will be his real dad, and that would be an imposter.
Yeah.
If that were the truth. Seems like a bit of a slow news day for Candice.
No, because she's been doing this for a while.
Well, but exactly.
Yeah.
Unless who?
But then I guess she's the only one.
Who cares?
She's the only one really pushing it.
Why? Who cares? Do you know what I mean? It is true. It turns out it's true. All right. What does that mean? Who cares?
Yeah.
I couldn't give a fuck.
Well, what happened? She's transgender. She comes out, yeah, no, I am transgender. Like, all right. Who cares?
I guess it's the lying.
Why do you need to be told?
Well, I guess it's the fact that it would be embarrassing for Macron because everyone's transphobic, so he would be the first.
Yeah, and I guess if you're...
Yeah, it's
if
not
you're
a
like
nice little thing going on,
But if you're on like a right-wing talk show that's trying to stop abortions as well...
You don't really care.
Yeah, you probably
might be transphobic.
It probably
There's
is.
a chance.
It probably is newsworthy that the French president's lied about his trans...
It's not a nice area.
It would be mad.
It would
if
be
his older wife was actually a bloke.
Yes.
Used to be a bloke.
Yes.
What is the most iconic way that Brigitte could be like, could reveal the fact that she's a woman?
Not about.
No, I think fanny out while having a cigarette in the bath.
She's a woman?
Yeah. Siggy in the bath, fanny out on Zoom.
Well, fanny's not proving anything nowadays, is it?
Yeah.
Not that I'm a trooper. Not that I'm a trooper. Many times. Bloody hell.
Fanny don't mean what it used to. Yeah. And that's true.
Which isn't what I'm saying. But it
is true. But it's true.
It don't. Fanny...
It's not what you're saying, but that is a true statement.
It's a true statement. So it would have to be, unfortunately, it's tests, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you even... I don't know.
What do you mean fanny doesn't mean what it used to?
Because you can get surgery.
But you can't get perfect surgery, can you?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think there'd be a way of showing the fact that you were born that way.
Do you think you could tell between a natural fanny and
I've never seen one.
Yeah. We can try.
Well, it's butter, and I can't believe
We'll
it's
do
not
that on
butter.
the.
Is it?
I can't believe it's not a cock. Yeah, not the lightest area of the internet.
No. But I'll keep you up to date because it's just how much he staked.
I want to know. I want to know evidence.
Candice Owens' evidence for. Can you type? Yeah.
I'm willing to whack her dad. Yeah, what evidence other than she just reckons she looks a bit like a bloke? I think that's what's happened. She looks a bit like a bloke.
It's a lot of just apparently her just never proving it, which I guess is like you don't want to stoop to that level, and it's clearly been very traumatic for poor Brigitte, right? Which is fair enough, and you don't want to. But I'd say
my entire professional reputation on the fact that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man. What the fuck is?
But this is a big risk, you know. I don't think she is a man, so I think you're really, staking a lot. It seems crazy.
What evidence does she have?
But then if if the big thing is that she's not proving it, if I was Bridget, I would prove it, right? I mean, I guess you don't want to go to that level.
You don't want to stoop to that level.
But then I think I would.
I don't think I believe in that. Do you know what I mean? It's like stooping to that level. I'd just be like...
Stoop to that level.
I'm a woman.
I think it's a great way to stop disinformation.
Yeah.
Is just constantly stoop to that level.
Yeah, why not? Why not just out the lie and say...
I mean,
then Candice Owens, she's done.
Her personal reputation.
It would be an iconic moment in politics.
She offers no evidence. But she's done like 4... I mean, to be fair, I watched a 40-minute episode and there was no
evidence.
Apart from what I've said.
It would be an iconic moment in politics if Bridget did like a nude photo shoot with a cigarette in hand and then just like that ended Candice Owens' career.
Yeah. Yeah. But then once again, that's not enough. We'd need...
Yeah, because now we'd say, that's a bioengineered fanny.
That's what you would say. I wouldn't say that.
I've actually been really good at this conversation.
But do you think would it be quite iconic as well if Bridget took a photo and it was just her with a massive boner?
She was right.
She was like, yeah.
Yeah, she was right. So
yeah.
what?
So
what? What's your next move?
Spanking Macron on the arse.
Yeah. Banging him.
I would actually rate Macron more if it turns out that she was a. Firstly, I'd like to qualify with the fact that I do think that she's definitely a woman.
Yeah.
But if it was true that she was a man, then it's kind of quite amazing that Macron's doing that as well. Macron's just getting fucked in the evening.
Yeah.
Fucked in the evening.
Fucked in the evening. I mean, yeah, I am interested in race shit. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on, but I feel like she's barking up the wrong bush here. If you'll pardon that pun. Because isn't it more of a thing with the fact that she was his school teacher?
I mean, that's the big, but that's almost been, that's already been done. And she brings up a lot of that stuff as well.
Yeah.
But that's kind of already been tried in he ran for election and won twice.
Yeah.
So that's
not
already
going to
been in the
anything.
court of public opinion.
But like she's going like, yeah, she's transgender, but like, yeah, why is that an issue?
Is France one of the only countries that could really happen like that because the catalogue of all the other ones have been rapists.
Yeah.
And genuinely it was more like, well, the standard's been set.
We've had worse.
We've had far worse.
We've had far worse.
Go on, Charlie.
That's just an go on.
Oh, I was going to say maybe if it was true that Bridget was a man, maybe they do a sort of kink game called Run for Erection, where Macron like runs up the hall.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, runs up the Tower. And just goes.
Tries to climb up the pole.
And then sucks off Bridget if Bridget were a man. But Bridget.
Wait. Explain this.
It's a pun. It's a pun on election and erection. Run for is the bit where he loses it a little bit.
It's wordplay. No.
I get
there is
the
a running
puns.
element.
Macron's climbing up the poles.
The pole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Climbing up the pole. A cock. Charlie.
That's less of like a game. That's more of like. That's more of like a pun you say when you're flirting. Right?
Macron's
trying running head first and then sucking someone off isn't like
the running.
That bit's not really like.
Macron's trying to be
much of a game.
Macron's trying to be an MP.
Unless
she's running away.
But it's sort of like it's like the political cartoon version of sex games, right?
Yeah, it's not
like
a
big
game.
symbolic.
He loses it with the running, 100%.
No, because
Macron wants to be an MP, a master of penis.
Yeah.
Mouth on penis.
Yeah.
What other politics terms are there?
The running is the absolute vital element of that. Because you're sprinting at the cock.
Bum first.
No, mouth
first.
Run for erection.
Running for the erection.
Yeah.
Running for running towards.
Running for re-erection. Does that work?
So the cock's gone soft and he's got to make it hard again. Yeah, that's fair.
Because he's had to do that. He's had to do that.
He has had to do that. God, this is dog shit.
You know what? The more we talk about it, And the more I start to understand what
now at least we're finally talking about some evidence. At least there's some fucking foundation behind it now. Running for erection, master of penis, it's all starting to make sense, to be honest. What a load of fucking tosh. What a load of...
And they're saying it's potentially Russian disinformation that started these rumours, is what the French government have been saying. That this is like Putin.
Everything's just the same story nowadays, isn't it? It was it's like, well, she's a man, and then they go, no, the Russians said that.
Yeah.
That's what is all we talk about in politics at the moment.
How to be right in a world gone wrong.
Yeah,
Andrew
Kerwin. Change the discourse, please. I got a new news app, which I'm quite smug about.
Russia Today.
What? It's called Ground
Pink
News.
No,
It's very centrist dad of me.
Ground News,
and it basically it's you get a homepage and it does all the top stories that you'd like, but it kind of does a generalization of all of the news that's out there, and then it shows you which how for the big topics where the bias is. Who's reporting on it more, the left or the right?
Good.
And then you can click on the sources, you look at each of theirs, factuality.
Do you have any
bias.
friends who are on Ground News?
No.
So it's not like Strava?
It's not like Strava. It's not like I'll like that you've read about the UK inflation rate decreasing.
But it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Why don't we make news social? a thumbs up to that.
Well, if you're reading articles and people can give you kudos, that would be awesome.
It's true. You could have shared timelines. It's true. Hey, let's talk about this.
You
after.
could discuss articles. That's it's not a bad.
I mean, you could kind of do that on normal social media anyway, can't you?
Have you read this? No, but it's not encouraged, and maybe people don't feel as confident. To do
you could do
if
a status sharing
about
that.
It.
Well, you could share a news article and say what your thoughts are.
Yeah,
and then all of your friends.
How do they? So is it AI? Is it using AI? Right.
So you can do. It's really good. You can do. You click on a story
based.
Yeah, they did kind of the one thing they did. They fucked me a bit.
You got fucked.
I got fucked like Macron by his husband. You can't do this, Charlie. What? Is there a Pornhub app?
Now, what are you doing for that?
Well, I was just wondering if there is a Pornhub app.
And the first result is Reddit of r/no stupid questions. Yes, there is. That is a stupid question.
Yeah.
Well, there is an app. There is a Pornhub app.
Yeah. We're talking about bias in the news.
Well, to be fair, I'm kind of talking to myself over here with the computer. You guys are welcome to chat to me.
I guess we'll just allow this to happen now. Charlie to zone out whenever it gets about media bias. It's like, porn. How do I get porn better? Can I get porn on phone? How much Pornhub subscription?
You very nearly touched on something vaguely
interesting.
Sorry, go on. Please continue.
Is there a Pornhub app? So you can click on news stories. And then it will. It'll be an AI generated summary of it. But you can click on the center, left, and right. And you see what the left are emphasising. Right, harder right, more right, Hitler, Nazi. You can click on the centre, right or left, and you see what the left wing is emphasising, what the right wing is emphasising, what the centre are emphasising.
Can you give me par exemplaire?
Par exemplaire? I can get it up.
Yeah.
Wait, what was something?
Well, I'd like to see their views on the
I don't know, so
Macron's wife.
for example, it'll be like Rachel Reeves's budget. It would be like the left are emphasising how the increases in tax will be a good thing for the NHS.
What, and it just collates left-wing publications and it just gets them down to 5 bullet points.
Yeah, the right are emphasising this will be bad for businesses.
I mean, that's
interesting, though.
It is interesting, and I think as someone who doesn't love reading the same thing for a long time...
Brilliant. What a fucking genius we're with. As someone who can't read...
the same thing for a long time.
For a long time. You don't have to repeat the sentences either. You can move on to the next sentence.
No,
the same thing.
Well, it's more like I do think there is going to be a world where AI just condense a lot of.
Well, that's kind of what it does. But annoyingly, I've seen a couple of weird things in it, like just a spelling mistake or a sentence doesn't quite make sense, and then I'm like, what's going on there? It is good. I would recommend it if people are interested in it. It's just like another. You have to be a bit of a news nerd to enjoy it because there's another layer. It's just like another layer to the news. You're kind of reading the news.
Not for you, really.
Excuse me.
You have to be able to read.
You're more of a sport Bible.
You have to be able to read for longer than 2 minutes.
I'm getting clickbaited every time I'm Sport Bible. What 20 worst tackles of the last 10 years?
And then you click on the article and then you can't read it.
It's too long.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like the news about the news, isn't it? If you think about it.
To the news, yeah. So
It's the news behind the news.
A love of pure news.
So you're
almost.
reading the news whilst reading the news behind the news.
Yeah. So it's not about a love of what's going on. It's about the love of the process of news.
Damn right. Damn right. And I love it. It's pretty good.
Ground up.
Ground news.
Ground. What a shit
It's like
name.
coffee ground.
It is a bad name, isn't it?
That's terrible. Name.
It's like coffee ground.
Yeah.
Is that sort of the,
It's like coffee ground.
Or
yeah.
stay grounded is what it is.
Your lack of reading shows. Like coffee ground, innit? You get grounds of coffee, don't you?
But is that not what it means?
No, it's like the ground up.
It's not that. It's not that.
It's got nothing to do with coffee.
It's being grounded
Yeah, that could work.
in like
Grounded in truth.
The facts.
Grounded in truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whilst acknowledging that we can never attain truth.
Oh, that is bad.
But isn't that what BBC News is meant to be?
Well,
all
interestingly enough, so they do
yeah.
so you can go on each individual news site and they'll give you like a rating of its factuality, which way it leans, who owns it, the corporate structure behind it. BBC News obviously is a big, there's obviously always a debate about it because it is fundamentally centre, but the left say it's right and the right say it's left.
Yeah.
On this, interestingly, it says BBC leans left.
Yeah, that's probably right.
It's probably about right, isn't it?
They're not
so
going
there's
to
leans left.
say anything flagrantly
Right
racist.
wing,
Yeah, or racist. But
So
it
it says it
something.
leans left. You can have centre leans left or like left, hard left kind of thing.
Well, it'd be like a Michael Jackson lean. So your feet are in the centre.
That's a pretty aggressive lean.
Yes, but I'm saying left wing are standing in the left. But the lean, your feet are in the centre.
Yeah, maybe when
but
he's like just started it.
Right.
Because if he's that, when he's down there, he's fucking.
Yeah, but his feet are in the centre. Do you know what I mean?
So I suppose the median is,
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah. Read a book, mate. Like MJ.
I've actually been reading pretty well. At the moment.
How's it going?
Well, I've got 5 books by my bed because I've been literature maxing. So
Because you have to read a different thing. So you read one sentence of each book. I just can't read the same thing for over a minute.
It's how I'm not being
Literature maxing. You fucking freak. What are you reading?
I'm reading October by China Melville about the Russian Revolution. It's good. Am I going to make it to the end? It seems unlikely.
Yeah, fair.
I'm sure I'll... Because the thing is, and I've been absolutely loving going. Tell you what, as much as I struggle reading past 300 pages of any book, I love a bookshop. There's nothing better than buying
That's the
books.
only really... because I'm not a market man.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to... I'll end up buying cheese.
Yeah, sure.
And then I've got cheese in my fridge and then I'll eat the cheese. And then I think, why did I get this fucking cheese? It's delicious, but I don't really want that cheese. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Just ignore that fluorescent bright pink thing we have.
What's what I'm reading?
Okay, we didn't ask.
Okay.
We didn't get to you.
Okay.
And we might never get to you. What is that picture?
It's a poem about getting a boner.
Right. Okay, go.
A boner or Ebola?
A boner.
A boner. I presume so, of course.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You were saying we're talking about bookshops and
Virgin
cheese.
Youth.
We're talking about getting cheese.
Yeah, because markets you go and you buy salami and cheese and it's nice, but then
You got salami
then
and
you've got
cheese.
you've got too much cheese in your fridge, and then you feel bad that the cheese is going to
You buy
go
salami in a
bad.
bookshop.
In a market.
Right. But I guess the
The
market...
conversation we were having.
Yeah. I guess the marketplace, part of it is it's the joy of being a consumer.
Exactly.
The actual
But then it's
product,
actually the horrors of it, really.
Because the product, you've overpaid for something that you often don't want.
Don't want.
But what you want is the feeling of hand, I was going to say hand to mouth, but foot to mouth. No,
Foot
it's
and mouth disease.
It was just giving it to a man who looks like he lives for cheese, and then you're getting a specific cheese.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
would be good cheese.
It's the connection, right?
It is, absolutely. And it's a fairly good form of capitalism.
But then if you had a medieval peasant, they would not find it a novelty at all, right?
No, because they don't have supermarkets and malls.
So they don't have the alienation of
They don't.
self-service checkouts.
Exactly.
So they wouldn't see it as a fun.
Yeah, correct.
thing.
Yeah, that's the difference between us and the medieval man. Thank you, 100%. But a bookshop, I don't mind whacking a couple of peas on a book. You know?
It's actually nothing better than buying a book.
Nothing
But
better.
I'm finishing it is awful. I like starting a book, though. I do think in general, if you're doing non-fiction, they very rarely save any good shit for the end. They nearly always they
spunk it at the top.
Of course they spunk at the top, especially if it's like a ideas book. It's they front load that shit. Don't you think? Have you found any? Has there been many like? Because I guess with like a novel, you need the end of the story.
Yeah.
But when it's a selection of ideas, it's you're trudging over the same old shit.
Well, often but then that's just kind of how you prove a point, because you say your point, your overall point, and then you slowly prove that.
PEA.
It's literally PEA. Point evidence evaluation. Analysis.
Yeah.
PEE. You got something to say about wanking?
No, I just wanted to read you a couple verses of this.
Please.
Let's do some verses.
What time
Charlie,
are we on?
yeah, I need a wee.
And then my unknown breasts begin to wake, and down the thin ripples below the breast. An urgent rhythm starts, and my silent and slumberous belly, in one moment, rouses insurgent. My soft, slumbering belly, quivering awake with one impulse and one will. And then willy-nilly, a lower me gets up and greets me.
Okay.
Homunculus stirs from his roots and strives until, rising up, he beats me. He stands and I tremble before him. Who then art thou? He is wordless, but sultry and vast, and I can't deplore him.
Sultry and vast.
Who art thou? What hast thou to do with me, thou lustrous one? Iconoclast.
It's a great poem.
It's a
Who
good
wrote
poem
that?
about an erection.
A quite bad man, I think. He's called Harding. His history. Hang on.
So he's old.
You know what? I've deleted my history today, so I won't be able to find that.
Wait, was it? Did you do? Right now, did you
Stop
do?
watching porn!
Did you?
It's
You've got to stop watching porn, Charlie!
It's actually damaging the podcast.
Now, Charlie,
Go on, yes,
was it today and yesterday delete history or
Last
all
24
history?
hours. Last
Right.
24 hours. And
Have you
I
ever
found
looked at something so dastardly that you have to delete all history?
Yeah.
Just so there's just to make sure there's not any.
Yeah, every trace left. Just throw the laptop in the bin at that point. Fucking hell.
But
yeah.
I'm sure you can find the poet. Is it Harding? Is it what era is he? Is it Elizabethan or is
No,
it
no.
modern?
There's photos of him.
Right, no worries.
There's photos of him. LF Harding or something? LF Hardy?
Thomas Hardy.
It might be Thomas Hardy.
I mean, Thomas Hardy's a very horny man. He wrote Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
It might be Thomas Hardy. I can't fucking find his name though. Hang on. What is the name of the poet? The boner one. Oh, here we go. No, it's not him. It's not
Right,
him.
not him.
It is. Fuck, I wish I could tell you. He's pretty famous. He's got one. You know what? I'll be able to find by typing in his poem. This is called Self-Pity.
Yeah,
I never saw a wild thing, sorry for itself.
yeah. I
A
actually
small bird
understood.
will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself. I never saw a wild thing.
Yeah,
For a fleeting moment.
D.H. Lawrence.
D.H. Lawrence. Now get D.H. Lawrence up. Let's find out more about him.
For a fleeting moment, we were talking about media bias and books. And now we're trying to hurriedly find the identity of a man who wrote a poem about an erection.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, go on. D.H. Lawrence's most prominent controversy stemmed from his novels, particularly Lady Chatterley's Lover, which were considered highly controversial due to their explicit depictions of sex, right? Particularly female sexual pleasure and the portrayal of passionate relationship between an upper-class woman and a working-class man. Now, I don't know if that makes him a terrible man.
No, I think you're going by 18th century standards of what makes a terrible man.
So he's a bit pearl
Talking about
clutching.
women's sex? What an awful man.
He was a cad.
If anything, he was a progressive guy, wasn't he?
Right.
It's a bit horrible.
The short controversial life. Right, yeah. So what's the boner poem?
The boner poem.
Let's go back over it. And
John. No, it's not John.
Right. So the poem, I guess, is it's kind of treating the poem as if it's this kind of shadow creature that dominates you, right?
Yeah.
And so is that him talking about the kind of how he can't control his libidinal urges?
I don't know. I think he's intimidated by his penis.
Right.
No,
So
I
there's
think-
some penis intimidation going on. Go on, Charlie. What
I
do you
feel
think?
like maybe he's overpowered by it, but he enjoys that. He's he's sort of praising it.
He trembles before the penis.
Maybe it's his first erection as well. Virgin youth.
Probs.
Maybe
Does
this
it
is,
say
He's coming
anything
to
else
terms
about
with his knob.
the debut of the erection?
and quivers in words.
Because it doesn't feel like it's from the perspective of an 11-year-old boy.
I think he's remembering his first erection.
Yeah.
Or remembering the kind of birth of his sexuality.
I guess so. He stands and I tremble before him.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
then art thou? Well, I guess, yeah, if you've never had an erection before, it is like a stranger at the door.
It's the first words I said when I got my first erection.
There's a cat!
Who then art thou?
There was a cat.
Cat on roof?
Cat on roof.
Hang on, there's more. There's more from him.
Who goes there? Well, it's sort of like...
An 11-year-old. Where? Who for art thou?
Well, it is like, you know, you're looking through the little peephole.
Imagine your mum walking into your room.
Who's it out there? Show yourself, coward!
An 11-year-old naked with a hard knob. Who for art thou? Knob!
Look at that. Read that one, Andrew.
Wait, what, that paragraph?
Dark, ruddy pillar, forgive me. I am helplessly bound to the rock of virginity. Thy strange voice has no sound.
Right, interesting. Wait, is this the same poem?
Yes.
Fucking, it's long.
It's still about his knob.
Yeah.
I mean,
We cry in the wilderness.
the
forgive me.
language is pretty.
Dark Ruddy Pillar is quite amazing.
Formally, it's a
I prefer
it's a good
sultry
poem.
and vast. That's what my knob's like.
What's interesting, I'm helplessly bound to the rock of virginity.
Yeah.
So is that because he's a child, or is this the poem of an incel who
Hopelessly bound to the rock of
who's
virginity.
got that like hard cock but nowhere to stick
Nowhere
it?
to stick it. You should write a poem. My knob's hard, got nowhere to stick it. Cock hard, nowhere to put.
Well, it's more of a musical number, that, I reckon.
Go on.
Where can I stick my knob?
My knob's hard.
Where can I stick my knob? Can I stick it in
I saw it more jazzy. My knob's hard and there's nowhere to put it.
No,
My
no,
knob's
no, this
hard
is the
and
big-
there's nowhere to put it. My knob's hard and there's nowhere to
it's
put
the-
it.
it's
Where
the-
to put my knob? Where to put my knob?
No, well,
What's that? Your song you love from Company? What was it?
Being alive.
It's kind of like that.
Having a knob. Having a knob.
What's the song Being Alive about? He's
He's a coming of age in a way. He's kind of coming around to the idea of maybe being in a relationship and welcoming love rather than running away
maybe
from
it's
it.
not like that
So it could be
then.
welcoming an erection. Maybe the guy's never had an erection.
having a cock.
My cock is always too soft. My cock is always too
Yeah.
limp.
Yeah, it's like a. Yeah.
My cock could be hard.
Stop.
I put it in things to make me feel good. For having a cock. Having a cock. Having a cock. Having a cock.
mine would be, you know, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Not so hard, I can feel it.
We've been talking about politics.
For once. Thank you very much for listening, guys. I think we've come to the end of this podcast.
podcast.
We are doing a Patreon episode as we always do. I am on tour the whole month of May. My tour dates are below. Please come and see that. Can you not undermine my tour promotion? No, don't say a show called porn. I mean, funnily, you type that in, it says Boys Gone Wild episode 47 porn. So, you know, we like to be on the high horse with Charlie.
Porn,
but
yeah.
200 episodes before Charlie, 100 episodes before Charlie
We
arrived.
called an episode porn. What did we talk
And then
about?
episode 120,
Click
porn
on
in
it.
Parliament.
Porn in Parliament. Porn in Parliament! Exclamation mark.
Today's episode is a wild one. We talk about porn, sponsored ads, and paedophiles. Brilliant. We talk about paedophiles a lot, by the
we've
way.
not
So
changed.
if this subject
We've not changed.
is sensitive, then avoid the last 20 minutes.
We've-
That was surprisingly trigger warning from us. Like how well, this is probably your take about child sex stars, but we won't talk about that now.
It 100% was, yeah.
And we'll see you down next week. Be having a talk.